I think it was I think it was Sadie. I
Okay.
don't think it was.
Aunt Mama.
I Did you ever watch Seinfeld? That reminds me of Aunt Baby. Hello and welcome to Historic Shenanigans. I'm your host, Shannon Martin. With me is my co-host,
Julie Miller.
as always, hopefully forever. Um, this is just a podcast where we just tell crazy stories from history that Julie has never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
She knows history, but she just doesn't know the quirky side of history.
I guess I don't know a whole lot of it. Of course, we're only 3 episodes in.
True.
So,
I've been trying to find like offbeat things.
but so far
that
we're
you've
2-0 on you. You won.
I'm ahead. I'm winning.
Mm-hmm.
But before we begin, I just want to remind you all that if you're watching on YouTube, to please like, subscribe, and press that little notification bell. Even though
Please.
it won't notify you, but please do that anyway.
Thank you. And thank you.
Please and thank you. If you are listening to this as a podcast, we ask that you rate and review us. Are you ready?
Ready?
Let's get into it. Picture it. January 1st, 1880.
Okay. 1880, not 1980.
No, 1880.
Okay.
Happy
New Year.
Happy New Year. New Year, baby. Elmer McCurdy was born in Washington, Maine to an unwed teenage mother, 17-year-old Sadie McCurdy. Sadie's family decided that they would give the baby to her brother for him and his wife to raise. So he grew up thinking that his uncle and his wife were his parents and thought that Sadie was his aunt.
Okay, so Elmer is Sadie's son.
Yes.
But they gave him to the aunt and uncle, her brother.
Yes.
He's being raised by his aunt and uncle.
Yes.
Okay.
Thinking that Sadie is his aunt.
Okay.
Even though she's his mom.
He thinks Sadie's his aunt?
Yeah,
Not even sister?
No, because Sadie is George's brother.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I got you.
So, are we straight?
Yes. Elmer is being raised by his aunt and uncle.
Yes.
His mom, he thinks, is also his aunt.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. So,
I'm picking it up.
In 1890, when Elmer was just 10 years old, George died of tuberculosis. So he lost his father, the father he had known. And when he became a teenager, he was finally told that his Aunt Sadie was actually his mother, Sadie.
Okay.
Needless to say, he did not take that news very well.
Right.
He was pretty upset. And he began to grow resentful and for being lied to. He started to become rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little punk teenager in the 1880s.
Teenage years are kind of rough anyways. Right. And then to find that out as you're a teenager.
Yeah.
He probably was going to rebel anyways, but now he's like, oh, I'll use this as an excuse.
Right. I've got reason to justify my behavior.
Right.
And the family may have felt bad because they kept that from him. So he's like, I got this leverage where I can just be a little shit and it'll be fine. So he began to drink heavily and he eventually just ran away from home. He tried several jobs working as an apprentice plumber and then with his grandfather as a plumber. But an economic turndown came and he was laid off. Then in 1900, his mother died of a ruptured ulcer.
His real mother or his aunt mother?
His real mother.
Okay.
I think it was Sadie.
Okay.
I don't think it was
Aunt Mama.
Did you ever watch Seinfeld? That reminds me of Aunt Baby.
I've watched some Seinfeld, but not enough to.
Yeah. George was talking about his dad had a sister who died in childhood, in like early childhood. He was like, he called her Aunt Baby.
That was a good show.
It was good. So, not long after his mother had died, his grandfather died of kidney disease. So, things were going good for Elmer and his family.
Sounds like it. They're dying off one at a time.
Yeah, and he's already a heavy drinker, so I'm sure none of that helped him.
Well, at least this
way.
didn't drive him to drinking.
No.
He was already there.
He was already there. So, after all this death in his family, he just decided to leave his hometown completely and just started drifting around the U.S. And at some points during all this drifting, he would find work as a plumber. He also worked as a miner, like as somebody who mines, like
coal miner.
Coal mine, not as a miner.
Underage.
Not it. That's what I didn't want you to think he was like out prostituting or whatever. But Elmer struggled to hold down jobs because of his drinking problem. In 1905, he was arrested for being drunk in public. And I feel like I can't believe he went that long without being arrested.
Right, because at this point he's 29?
Yeah. Yeah, no, 25.
25. Okay,
but he's
that's
been
right.
drinking since he was a teenager. And I guess he just was good at not getting caught, but he got caught. He got arrested, and this was actually his mugshot.
Hold on, slide back a bit.
That's old Elmer.
Okay.
Nice
He's
looking
not a bad
gentleman.
looking guy.
He wasn't a bad looking guy.
Mm-mm.
He's a young guy just out of jail. So, what does a young drifter with an insane drinking problem do when he has no family, no prospects, and just generally nothing going for him?
Just keeps wandering?
He joined the military.
Oh, that was my next guess. Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thanks, Elmer. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1907, he joined the U.S. Army. He was assigned to Fort Leavenworth, which I'm pretty sure is in Kansas. Anyway, that's where he was a machine gun operator, and he was trained to use nitroglycerin for demolition purposes.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. It might come up later.
It might. It might not. But just in case.
Just in case, you might want to put a pin in that.
Okay. Machine guns and nitroglycerin. Got it.
He received an honorable discharge on November 7th, 1910. Now, after leaving the Army, Elmer and his friend Walter Chapelrock were arrested for possession of burglary tools. And these tools included chisels, hacksaws, funnels for nitroglycerin and gunpowder, and money sacks.
Well, I was going to say, how do they know they were for burglary, but the money sack might give it away.
Kinda.
Yeah. What are those sack that had a dollar sign on the outside of it? Like, how do they know?
I don't know. What if it was just flour sacks or
yeah,
something?
That's what I'm saying. It must have said money sack on the outside of it.
It had to have, right?
Right.
They're just be jumping to conclusions, and they don't know for sure. So,
He's at the store trying to figure out what bag to buy.
Right.
I'm gonna get the one that says money sack. That's what it's for.
Yeah, he should have just went with the regular flour sack.
Right.
Because that's what
They would
got
have thought
him.
it was
I
flour.
believe that's what's got him.
Yeah.
Thought was the actual money sack. Because, I mean, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So McCurdy and his friend told the judge that the tools were not intended for burglary purposes. They said they needed this is crazy. They said they needed those tools to work on a foot operated machine gun that they were inventing.
Right. I mean, I don't know how to invent a foot-operated machine gun.
Maybe you need chisels and hacksaws
and money
and
bags.
money bags. I don't know. Maybe they were looking for investors and they would just go around and say, "Hey, would you like to contribute to this invention? I need cash. Here's a money sack if you could just put some money in there."
Yeah, it was the GoFundMe of that time.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Makes
So,
sense to me.
so
Tell it to the judge. I guess he tried.
he did. But, I mean, the judge didn't believe him. But since this was an extremely viable excuse, McCurdy was found not guilty by a jury in January of 1911.
Okay.
So they found it
Believable. Yeah.
Elmer had been in jail awaiting trial. He met a man named Walter Jarrett. And after he was released from jail, him and McCurdy met up again. Now, Jarrett gave McCurdy the nickname Missouri McCurdy.
Is he from Missouri?
No. Maybe that happened in Missouri because, he was a drifter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if that was supposed to rhyme or not, but it doesn't.
Maybe he pronounced it Missouri McCurdy.
Maybe so.
You can make it rhyme if you try hard enough.
I guess it's close enough.
Yeah.
Now, these two men, they got together and they decided that they would become bank robbers. Spoiler alert, they were not very good at it. Their plan was to use Elmer's expertise in nitroglycerin to blow safes at banks and just walk out with the money. Easy, right?
Mm-hmm. One would think.
One would think. However, they often also blew up the money with the nitroglycerin because, as it turns out, Elmer only received minimal training with nitroglycerin when he was in the army. So he really had no clue what he was doing. But McCurdy did not give up on his dreams of stealing other people's money. He didn't let that stop him just because he sucked at it.
He had big aspirations.
He was ready to go. In March of 1911, McCurdy and 3 other men decided to rob the Iron Mountain, Missouri Pacific train. They successfully stopped the train and located the safe, and McCurdy then put the nitroglycerin on the safe's door to open it. And they got the money and got away, right?
Right.
Wrong. Once again, he had used too much nitroglycerin, and the safe was destroyed in the blast, as was the majority of the money.
So now nobody gets the money.
Right?
It's
just gone. But McCurdy and his partners did manage to net $450 in silver coins.
Okay.
Most of which were melted. So basically they just had a big clump of silver. I'm guessing.
Do you know how much that would be today?
No, but I can Google it real quick.
Let's Google it.
Let's just stop the whole podcast and do this. We're good at that.
Well, I'm curious, you know.
Let's see, what year was that I said?
1911?
1911, that's what I was thinking. How much would $450 in 19 today.
Inquiring minds
would like to know. Hell, since the dollar's gone down so much.
Might be the same.
Might be. Today, that's about $13,600.
Okay, that's a good bit.
That's a pretty good little chunk of change, but it's nothing compared to what they thought they were going to get out of it. So in September of 1911, McCurdy and two men robbed the Citizens Bank in Chautauqua, Kansas. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, please don't email me. They spent 2 hours breaking through the bank wall with a hammer.
Gave up on the nitroglycerin?
No, it just took them 2 hours to get through the wall. McCurdy then placed a nitroglycerin charge on the vault, and the blast proceeded to blow the vault door through the bank, destroying the interior of the bank. But it did not damage the safe inside the vault.
Okay.
So
we're making progress.
So then McCurdy then tried to blow the safe door open with nitroglycerin, but the charge failed to ignite. Now, after all this, the lookout man, he just got scared and took off. Because he's like, I ain't sticking around for
he was like, what was that? Boom. I'm out of here.
What is that? The group only stole about $150 in coins that were just in a tray outside the safe. Which I don't know why the bank was leaving much money just sitting outside the door of the vault, but that's
because it was McCurdy. They were like, oh, he ain't gonna get nothing.
Maybe their thought was, if we do get robbed, they'll just take this and leave everything else alone. So later that night, the men hopped a train which took them to the Kansas border, and they split up. And McCurdy made his way to the ranch of a friend named Charlie Rivard, who lived near Bartlesville, Oklahoma. He stayed in Rivard's hay shed on the property for the next few weeks, just drinking heavily. And that's pretty much, for those several weeks, that's all he did was just drink. Because he was a severe alcoholic, if I didn't mention that before.
Yeah.
He was really, really an alcoholic. So on October 4th of 1911, McCurdy and two other men planned to rob a train after hearing that it contained $400,000 in cash that was intended as a royalty payment to the Osage Indian tribe.
I wonder if anybody was like, dude, you are not good at this.
I just think his problem was no one was ever around to say no.
Yeah.
To be like, I don't think you're cut out for this.
Yeah. You suck.
You suck at robbing. And you know absolutely nothing about nitroglycerin.
Right. You had very minimal
training. You had
training.
like a 2-hour class in like, 10
and it
years
was
ago.
online courses. You weren't paying attention.
We know you didn't study for that. Okay, so these guys know they're about to hit the jackpot because that's $400,000. That is a lot of money. And well, the men stopped a passenger train instead. They stopped the wrong train.
Of course they did.
No one is surprised by this, right? But they just decided they would just go ahead and rob this train anyway. I mean,
okay.
We're already there, right? We've got the train stopped.
Were trains known to have money on them?
No, they just, the ones that did have, now sometimes they did, but this was not one of those. They netted about $46.
Okay.
2 5-gallon jugs of whiskey, an automatic revolver, a coat, and the train conductor's watch. So needless to say, McCurdy was disappointed by this haul. So he just returned back to Rivard's ranch on October 6th, where he began to binge drink the jugs of whiskey that they had stolen.
Yeah, at least he got that.
Yeah. Now, by this time in his life, McCurdy was also ill with tuberculosis. He had a mild case of pneumonia at the time, and he had trichinosis.
I feel like everybody had tuberculosis.
It was just like, yeah, probably.
Yeah. It was highly contagious.
Yeah, it was.
It was rough, too.
He's
Picture
been
Doc Holliday.
right. We're not going to stop to talk about tombstones.
No,
Don't even try.
Don't worry about it. That's another day.
Don't even try with me.
I'll tell you the whole movie.
So, needless to say, he was not a healthy man, and on top of the drinking, things were just going badly for poor old Elmer McCurdy at the time. Now, that night, he stayed up drinking with some of the ranch hands before going to sleep in the hayloft. And the following morning, in the early hours of October 7th, 1911, a posse of 3 sheriffs had tracked down McCurdy.
For what? He can't even steal nothing.
Hey, man, that coat that they stole may have been worth a lot of money.
Maybe it had somebody's
you don't know.
cash in the pocket. He didn't know it yet.
Yeah. Like $2,000 in the pocket, and they just like dropped it or burned it or something.
Wore it because it was cold.
Never checked the pocket. So this posse surrounded the hay shed and waited for daylight. Now this is one of the sheriffs, Sheriff Bob Fenton, and this is his recollection of the events of that day.
Okay.
So I'm going to be speaking as a...
You're Bob.
I'm Bob now.
Okay.
Around 7, we were standing around waiting for him to come out when the first shot was fired at me. It missed me, and then he turned his attention to my brother Stringer Felton, which is an amazing name.
Stringer Felton.
Isn't that a cool name?
Yeah.
So he shot 3 times at Stringer, and when my brother got under cover, he turned his attention to Dick Wallace, who was the 3rd sheriff. He kept shooting at all of us for about an hour.
That's where the machine guns come in handy.
Right? Especially, I mean, I'm sure he could shoot with one hand and just work that machine gun with his foot because
he did invent
that. So he said, he continues, "We fired back every time we could. We do not know who killed him. We found one of the jugs of whiskey which was taken from the train. It was about empty. McCurdy was killed by a single gunshot wound to the chest, which, coincidentally, was determined that he received while he was lying down." And nowhere could I find anybody explaining that.
Maybe he was laying on his side.
Maybe. I don't know. But I guess they figured that out when they did an autopsy. But so that doesn't make sense. I started to even leave that out because I couldn't find an explanation for it other than if he was already wounded and one of them just went over and shot him in the chest, but then he said they don't know which one of them did that.
Right.
So that makes absolutely no sense to me, but that was part of the story of what he said. So, or not what he said, that's what the autopsy showed afterward.
Right.
Now, so Elmer McCurdy was dead at the age of 31.
That's a sad life.
Yeah.
He never successfully robbed anybody.
No. He had big dreams, though.
Let this be a lesson to anyone out there that is thinking this is what they're going to do for a living. You're probably not.
Yeah. I mean, you at least need to be decent at it.
Yeah, like you should learn from the last experience what not to do.
Yes.
Move forward, try something a little different. When that doesn't work, well, then we're going,
it's trial and error.
It's trial and error, exactly.
So, Elmer's dead at this point. Now, here is where the story of Elmer McCurdy begins to get very interesting.
As if it wasn't slightly interesting before that.
Buckle up, baby.
Okay.
So, no one ever came to claim Elmer's body because most of his family was dead, right?
Right.
So, he didn't have any family or apparently any friends that cared enough to give him a memorial service or anything. So, a man named Joseph Johnson, who was a funeral director, took his body. He preserved it with a huge amount of embalming fluid laced with arsenic, effectively mummifying him.
Okay.
And he was so proud. I want to show you this picture of this guy's handiwork here. So there's the picture of Elmer. This is what his body looked like mummified.
Slide back a bit. That's really not bad.
Doesn't look bad, does it?
It's better than King Tut.
Yeah. This is, I mean, he looks
It
pretty
looks like
good.
somebody laying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. So, old Joseph Johnson, he was so proud of his work and how good he made this body look. He decided that he would stand Elmer up on his 2 feet, just stand him up and display him in the funeral parlor.
For advertising?
Yes. This is how good you look when I bury you.
Right.
He would charge people 5 cents to come and see him, to see this mummified body of Elmer McCurdy.
So now he's like a sideshow.
Yeah. And you see how his lip is a little open there?
Mm-hmm.
That's where people would slide the nickels
You
in.
lying. Tell me you are lying.
That was the slot to hold the nickels. That's where you would place it when you came to see McCurdy.
And people are actually doing this.
Yes,
and they know that this is a dead body.
Yes, they know this was a living man.
At least he's making money now somehow.
Right? So Johnson referred to his attraction as the bandit that wouldn't give up. That's what everybody came to see, the bandit that would not give up. So if you thought that placing nickels in the mouth of this dead man's body was bad.
And I did.
You did.
And do.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at one point, Johnson's children put roller skates on Elmer and
God.
rolled him around chasing smaller children down the road.
Hell. He's the friend now. He's babysitting, taking the kids out to the skating rink.
Yeah, they just go chasing off because these kids would be running because they knew it was a dead body and
They're like
roller skates, just pushing him along the street.
He's gonna get you on the skates, and the kids think it's fun.
Elmer's chasing me. So
the weekend at Birdie's.
I told you last week, this is like probably one of my favorite stories ever. Because it's a ridiculous story. Now, eventually a man claiming to be Elmer's long-lost brother showed up at the funeral parlor, and he was furious, demanding to get his brother's body back so he could give him a proper burial.
Yeah, they've been desecrating.
Right. So the man took Elmer away. But there was one problem with this, and that was that Elmer didn't have a brother.
Right, he didn't.
He didn't. So who's this guy? Well, 2 weeks later, Elmer popped up as the main attraction at a carnival in West Texas.
Oh, God. He's making the rounds.
He's making the rounds now. He's going nationwide.
Oh, my goodness.
Elmer then went on tour throughout the country as an attraction with a carnival known as the Great Patterson Shows. He was often displayed as the bandit who wouldn't give up or the famous Oklahoma outlaw.
How long did they continue to disrespect this man's body?
You have no idea where this story is going.
Okay.
You're going to look.
Somewhere out there today.
Yeah. It's not far, but
okay.
God, I love this story. So, so he's making his rounds in the sideshows, carnivals, but at least he's the headliner.
Mm-hmm.
So, a little success there for him.
Yeah, he's probably making more money now than he ever has.
Than he ever made in his whole life.
So his brother, quote unquote, is he also using the money slot for people?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have no clue.
Because
that was probably like a thing where you just paid, because like the way the sideshows worked is you would just pay, you'd pay to get in the carnival, and then for certain attractions, like a headliner, you would have to pay extra to see
Yeah.
that. So, but I don't know if they actually put it in his
Well, I'm just
mouth or
thinking
not.
when they put the money in his mouth, did
Hmm.
they have, like, a door somewhere where he could collect the money?
I'm sure they pulled it out once a day. They would have to, right? Or either it's just all shoved down his
Mhm. Put it in his mouth,
till
it
it
comes
like
out his
comes
butthole in one hole and out the other. That
once it
is
filled up. That's
It's
got to be how
terrible,
that worked, right?
I guess. What else were they doing?
So that was the bright side. But on the not so bright side of Elmer being a sideshow headliner, he was subjected to a number of atrocities during the tour, including the time a guy ripped off his arm and chased his secretary around the office. So,
Mm-mm.
so that's a thing that happened.
Okay.
After after several years, Elmer's hard, wrinkled body was placed.
Years?
Yes, years. His body was placed next to the exhibit of Billy the Kid. So, I mean, now he's rubbing elbows with real celebrities, right?
Mhm.
He's moving up in the world, which is good for him.
And he probably would have wanted to be buddies
Yeah,
with Billy the Kid.
absolutely.
He aspired to be
That's who he wanted. He
Billy
was
the
trying
Kid.
to be the next Billy the Kid.
Mhm.
So, in 1928, he was part of the official sideshow that accompanied the Trans American Foot Race, which was run from Los Angeles to New York. So he was like the official dead body of the Trans American Foot Race.
You know, every event needs an official
So,
dead body.
right.
So, good for him.
Yes. Like every year the Olympics has like their mascot.
Mhm.
He was the mascot essentially for the Trans American Foot Race.
Mhm.
In 1933, he was acquired by director Dwayne Esper to promote his exploitation film Narcotic. Elmer was placed in the lobby of theaters as a dead dope fiend who Esper claimed had killed himself while surrounded by police after he robbed a drugstore to support his habit. So
Mhm.
that's
Now
what.
he's a movie star.
Now he's a movie star. Exactly. After this, Elmer was put into a contraption in a haunted house where he appeared to twitch and jiggle when the people would go by.
And
they
how did he twitch and
they,
jiggle?
they had him sit up in that contraption so
Mm.
like it would be pushed out, and it was like a jump scare thing. When you're in a haunted house
Except
and
it's
this
really
is a real dead man. This is a man that lived. Yes,
This is quite
this is a
disturbing.
real man that lived a life.
Yeah.
So they called him the 3,000-year-old man because by this time his body, like I said, had started to
Mhm.
wrinkle and kind of
Mhm.
shrivel a little bit. Now, after his stretch at the haunted house, he was moved to a crime museum in Los Angeles. So he was on display at the crime museum.
For the terrible crimes that have been committed against
Sam,
him at this
sadly,
point.
no, no. Now, when the owner of Elmer died in 1949, Elmer was placed in storage in a Los Angeles warehouse. So he's just hanging out in a warehouse.
Mhm.
This really used to be alive dead man.
Mhm.
His body's just hanging out in a warehouse in Los Angeles.
Mhm.
But, he's out there living the California dream, right?
Mhm. Sounds like it.
I know. In 1964, Elmer was lent to filmmaker David Friedman, and he made a brief appearance in Friedman's 1967 film She Freak. So he was actually in that movie. You can go watch.
1967.
Yes, 1967.
That's really not all that long ago if you
No,
think about it.
no. In 1968, he was sold along with other wax figures. They said other wax figures. This was not a wax figure. This was
Mhm.
a mummified man.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was sold with some wax figures for $10,000 to Spoonie Singh, who was the owner of the Hollywood Wax Museum. So now he's going to be displayed as a
Wax figure?
Yes. So.
Are they going to put wax on him, or
No, they did
his
not.
body never start to stink?
No, because it's completely mummified.
Yeah.
Nothing's escaping out of this
Yeah.
body.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So Singh loaned Elmer to 2 Canadian men who exhibited him at Mount Rushmore. Unfortunately,
All the presidents and Elmer.
Elmer, exactly. Now, while there, Elmer sustained damage in a windstorm. The tips of his ears, along with some of his fingers and toes, were blown off.
Was his arm reattached at this point?
I'm thinking. I honestly cannot tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I would think that if they didn't put the real arm on, they put something on there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So when the men returned McCurdy back to Sing, he decided that the corpse looked too gruesome and not lifelike enough to exhibit. So his days as a wax figure in a wax museum were over.
Oh,
That was
man.
done.
This is terrible news. They're finally going to have to let him die.
Maybe they'll finally bury him.
I bet they don't.
So Singh sold Elmer to Ed Lersch. So I guess I'm saying that right. It's Liersch. Now, he was part owner of the Pike. Have you ever heard of the Pike amusement park?
No.
It's kind of a famous amusement park, but it's in Long Beach, California. So he was sold to this amusement park. The park then proceeded to spray paint Elmer's corpse and place him in the Dark Funhouse exhibit and named him the Hangman.
The way that they just act like this isn't a dead body.
You know what I'm wondering by this point is, do they know that?
Right.
Because this thing's been changed. It's been like 60 years.
Yeah.
That this body's been being passed around. So maybe at this point, it's been lost that this was a man that actually existed. Maybe. I'm hopeful of that.
Yeah, maybe.
That's where, that's the only way that my brain will allow me to absorb this information, right?
Yeah. This is so bizarre. But carry on.
Yep. So, like I said, he's hanging in that fun house.
Mm-hmm.
And he hung there for 4 years. Then, on December 8th of 1976, the production crew of the television show The $6 Million Man with Lee Majors. Have you heard of that show, I hope?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they were filming some scenes for a episode called The Carnival of Spies, and they were filming this at the Pike. So, while shooting this episode, prop man went to move what he thought was a papier-mâché mannequin that was hanging from the gallows. So, the crew member grabbed him and tried to pull him down, but the hangman's arm just ripped off. And the crew just laughed it off, like, at first, till they took a closer look. Inside the arm was a human bone.
They were like,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
They realized this was an actual mummified human corpse.
And freaked.
Yeah.
Somebody finally acted like
1976.
By the way, my brother was alive at this point.
I was 1 year from being born.
Yeah.
This guy died in 1911. So, the crew, they ended up calling the police, who then thought it would be funny to call the paramedics and report a case of severe dehydration.
Oh my. The police did this?
Did this. Just to mess with the paramedics. So they're taking it seriously.
Very.
Right.
Yeah. Sounds like it. Mm-hmm.
So when the paramedics showed up, everyone had a good old laugh.
This is so hilarious. That's what I would be like.
Well,
wow.
I'd be standing in the back going like, What is going on?
I probably, yeah, me too. I don't even know what to say, and that is not like me. I'm just like, uh,
This was a corpse that had a real life. This was a real man. I
isn't
mean,
it illegal, like, there's something,
desecrate a body?
yeah,
Yeah, it
today.
is. It is.
But I guess there's a statute of limitations on
Yes, I
that.
guess so. Maybe it wasn't illegal back then. I don't know.
Hey, we got a dehydrated body here looking like a California raisin.
So the Los Angeles coroner's office, they attempted to find out the identity of this man. Dr. Joseph Choi conducted an autopsy and determined that the body was that of a human male who had died of a gunshot wound to the chest with bullets from the turn of the century. Because I guess the bullet was still in there.
Mm.
So he still had bullets in him.
And a
But
couple
that doesn't make
coins.
any sense because he had an autopsy. Maybe they could tell by the wound. I don't know. In his mouth, they found a penny dated 1924 and several ticket stubs to a wax museum in the Museum of Crime.
This is really sad, actually.
So, when you ask, I guess, yes, those places were using his mouth still as
I wonder, did they
the
put
deposit place for
tickets?
the money and tickets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you put the ticket in, or does somebody pull a ticket out for the next event?
I'm gonna go with you put the ticket in. Or maybe that was and then maybe that's just what people did because they knew somebody knew the history of this
Mhm.
body, so since, they use the slot as to put money in to
Mm.
see a dead person, that people would just stick the tickets in there as like a joke or whatever.
Mhm.
This body was covered in wax. It had completely petrified. It was covered in wax and layers of paint. It weighed approximately 50 pounds and was 63 inches in height. Some hair was still visible on the sides and back of his head, while the ears, big toes, and fingers were missing. This body had hair on it. This whole
Mhm.
time, it had hair.
Mm. Real human
Not real
hair,
human
because it is
hair.
a real human.
They also discovered the incisions from his original autopsy and the embalming, and tests conducted on the tissue showed the presence of arsenic, which was a component of embalming fluid in the late 1920s. Which doesn't make he died in 1911, but I'm assuming that it was up to the 1920s that it was used.
Mhm.
Tuberculosis was found as well as scars. The bullet jacket was found, and it was determined that type was used between 1905 and 1940. So I guess the bullet, not the actual bullet, but the jacket was still embedded in his body.
Mhm.
Investigators contacted the son of the man who owned the Museum of Crime from the tickets that they found, who did confirm that this was the body of Elmer McCurdy. Now, as you can imagine, this was, a big story out in LA. It was all over the news because they found this dead body in a amusement park
Mhm.
fun house.
Right.
You can
With
see how
ticket
people might
stubs and pennies
pennies in his
and
mouth and
mhm. Hair.
hair on his head,
Mhm.
which had been there for 66 years after his death.
Mhm.
So, as word got out, funeral homes they called and offered to bury him for free, but the LA coroner decided to wait to see if any relatives would come to claim his body.
Oh my god. Some weirdo is about to pop up.
It's kind of how this whole story started.
Yeah.
So, eventually, Fred Olds, who was the representative of the Indian Territory Posse of Oklahoma Westerns, he eventually convinced the coroner to allow him to bury the body in Oklahoma. And on April 2nd, 1977, let's let
Mhm.
that date set in with you. So,
77.
the year I was born,
Mhm.
I was alive when this happened. The funeral procession was conducted to transport McCurdy to the Summit View Cemetery in Guthrie, Oklahoma. His graveside service was attended by around 300 people. McCurdy was actually buried next to another outlaw, Bill Doolin, whose corpse Elmer had spent time with in sideshows.
This was a thing.
So this wasn't the first body that this was apparently done to.
Wow.
He's just the most famous.
Mm-hmm. Probably because he was so good looking.
Right. He was a pretty cute guy.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Josh.
My husband.
So Elmer McCurdy's, this is his grave, by the way.
Okay, at least that's nice.
Yeah, that's where he was laid to rest. His headstone reads, Elmer McCurdy, shot by sheriff's posse in Osage Hills, October 7th, 1911. Returned to Guthrie, Oklahoma from Los Angeles County, California for burial April 22nd, 1977. As I said, 66 years after he actually died.
That is crazy.
Elmer had lived a lot of life after he died.
More so than when he was alive,
Right?
even.
Yes. He was in sideshows and toured around longer than he was actually alive.
And became a movie star.
Mm-hmm. And I guess a TV star. I wonder if he's included in that episode.
That
$6 million
would be
man.
crazy. I wonder if you can, if it's on YouTube somewhere.
I don't know. I'm going to look and see because that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stop the whole show for this.
Mm-hmm. We're about to watch.
We're all going to watch it together.
I'm just thankful that finally somebody was like,
hey,
oh my God, this is a dead body.
Well, times were changing, I guess. It was the late 70s.
Somebody was like, ah!
Is that a bone?
Somebody call 911. Tell them somebody's overly dehydrated.
It doesn't say anything about him actually being in the episode. Let's see. It doesn't say it. I'm thinking that it would obviously say that you could see him in the episode if he was in the episode, but I don't see anything.
Maybe they thought that would be a little disrespectful.
Yeah, a little out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, when they buried him to ensure that McCurdy's body wouldn't be stolen and paraded around anymore, they poured 2 feet of concrete over his casket. So I guess nobody can get to him. Unless it was somebody that was, really wanted to get to him, you could just dig a hole beside him and then go under.
Or maybe somebody with some slight training of nitroglycerin.
This one's for you, Elmer.
Blow up his whole body.
That should have been how he went out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really. So, that's the story of old Elmer McCurdy. You have any thoughts?
There's a lot of thoughts about this. I don't know if I can put them into words. This is the most bizarre thing that I have ever heard. This is more strange than the Green Children of Wilput. Yeah. This is the fact that all of these people let this go on for over 60 years, parading around a dead body, and just acted like, oh, well, it's just Elmer.
And it's not, I was just thinking, it's not like people didn't know because they called the Museum of Crime and the son knew.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that it was a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how long people knew. A long time because that was in the 30s when that happened. When he was there, I think. Maybe even later. It was later than the 30s.
Elmer McCurdy, if you can hear me, I'm so sorry that people did this to your body. Yeah. Let me apologize on behalf of human beings everywhere in the United States. Like, we're not all like that.
On behalf of our whole country.
Yeah.
We sincerely
I
apologize.
promise if I was alive, I'd have been like, yo.
Why don't we just bury him? I mean,
yeah, I'd be like, y'all don't think that's a little weird?
Especially if you see a dead body on roller skates rolling by your window.
I picture
it should have stopped right there.
Like, I'm picturing Lurch if Lurch tried to skate. I know Lurch wasn't a dead body,
No.
but he kind of looked that way.
Oh, gosh. I mean, yeah. That should have ended it.
Do you think that this is what inspired Weekend at Bernie's?
Oh, gosh.
It had
to be, right?
It had to.
Yeah. I guess Weekend at Elmer's didn't have the same ring to it.
Yeah, that was a little too close to reality.
Right.
That would have been disrespectful.
We can't be disrespecting Elmer McCurdy.
Yeah, he was a real person that lived 60 years after he died.
I love this story, guys. This is one of my favorite stories of all time. I love it. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
And it's
unnecessary.
Yeah.
It all could have been avoided very easily. Just bury the guy when he died.
Nobody claimed him. He didn't have any family.
You're a funeral director. Just dig a hole, put him in a pine box, and bury the man.
I'd be better off
in a pine box. Elmer would have been better off in a pine box.
Mm-hmm. Or they could have even cremated him.
Done something, which, I mean...
Incinerate the man.
I don't think cremations were really a thing at that point, but still.
Well, they could have invented it.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't have been any more burning him wouldn't have been any more. Just putting him out in a burn pile, I don't think would have been any less disrespectful than sitting him up in the funeral parlor so people can shove nickels in his mouth.
That is bizarre, to say the least.
I mean,
I feel like I'm repeating myself.
Why is everybody so?
I
mean, people talk about like everybody's morbid now. Seriously, human beings have always been this way. We've been this way forever.
I don't know who this we is you're talking about, but I can assure you.
I just mean there have been people in our midst.
Yes.
For ever since we've been alive.
I am not one of them.
I understand. I'm just saying that they've been present throughout human history.
They have walked amongst us.
Right. It's not just a now thing.
Right.
This has been going on forever. Maybe not this particular thing, but things.
There's laws against this today, I would think.
Yes, I don't think that you could parade a dead body on roller skates down the middle of the street
chasing the kids
around with it.
You just have somebody behind them, like couple skating. That's how you get them to go. I'm sorry, Elmer.
I wonder, because like, what if you just got permission to use somebody's body that way from the person
before they died?
Would it be illegal then?
Not only permission, what if they request?
I think I may try to do that. Just to see what happens.
You better tell somebody else.
Julie, you're hearing it right now. I'm counting on you.
I don't know how to count.
Okay, guys.
Wow.
Yeah. God, I'm so glad I got to tell that to people.
That was interesting. That was very interesting.
It was very quirky, I think.
Yeah. I could see this being a movie. Not Weekend at Bernie's, but like a movie about this actually happening.
Right. Somebody should make this a movie.
Who do you think should play Elmer McCurdy?
Oh, gosh.
Jim Carrey. Dak Shepard. I was going to say Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. But I mean,
he's
really,
old now. Older.
He's going to be dead. There's really nothing for the actor to do.
Well, they got to play the beginning.
Well, the beginning, but I don't think that the movie would be very focused on. That would be like a short part of the beginning of the movie, and they be done with that. Snap, crackle, pop.
Yeah.
Because that's not the interesting part of this story.
I mean, it was kind of
right,
comedic
right.
that he was so
But
bad at robbing banks.
Well, maybe they could extend that part out a little bit because that was pretty humorous. That he just kept doing the same thing over and over again and never succeeded at it one time. That's pretty funny.
We need more nitroglycerin. Just kept on not realizing they're blowing up
Right.
the money.
Why did he keep using the same amount? You would think that he would go down on it after the first fault he
Maybe he thought that the banks were pushing the money further back in the vault just in case it got blown up. Their money might survive.
So he had to use. So he thought they'd heard of him. Okay.
And they had, and that's why they were not in the least bit concerned about getting robbed.
Right. So that one that flew the whole door, just the whole through the bank lobby. That's amazing.
There was a bank teller sitting there eating her lunch. Just like, oh, that's just Elmer.
Elmer must be here. Call the newspaper. Elmer McCurdy.
Get out of here.
I hope he's resting in peace now.
I really hope he is.
Because he deserves it.
He was alive the second time longer than he's been dead from then till now.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it hasn't been 66 years. It was 77 when he was buried.
Yeah.
Because I'm only 48.
So that's 52 years ago.
No, it's not.
77?
It's 48 years ago.
No. Oh, wait, yeah, sorry.
Julie, I know how old I am.
Sorry.
I think. You always had me doubting, like, am I 52?
You know, I'm not good at this math thing. I'm just an accountant.
You didn't say you're not good at counting.
I'm
Even
not.
though you're an accountant.
By trade.
Okay, well, I guess we'll cut out of here, but that is just an amazing story that I love.
Send us an email, y'all. Tell us what you think.
Tell us if you knew about Elmer. I don't know how well known
How
the
do
story
you know about Elmer?
It's just a story I heard. I may have. How did I find out about Elmer?
You were Googling glue. And it pulled up this.
I may have heard it like on another podcast or something. But I've known it for a long time, so I don't know. Maybe just been something I read or something one time, or but this is something I've known for a really long time, so I don't know.
I cannot wait to tell people about this.
Don't tell them. Tell them to listen to the show to hear it.
Josh, what y'all talk about? Wouldn't you like to know?
You ain't never gonna guess.
You can find out next week.
Like the rest of America. All right, guys. So thank you for joining another episode of Historic Shenanigans. I think we can agree that there were some shenanigans going on in that story.
Oh yeah, all sorts of them
by many people. So if you're enjoying what we do here, just please leave us a review and let us know how we're doing overall. If you're watching us on YouTube, like I said, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications that you're never going to receive. But please just do it anyway.
Please. We're begging you.
Yeah, it's like YouTube's algorithm is like, for some reason, it started being really big on that stupid bell, even though it doesn't work.
I don't think the bell is stupid for the record.
Well, I just find it crazy that the algorithm wants people to hit it, but then it doesn't work enough for people to actually receive notifications like they're supposed to when a video is posted. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
If you're going to put it as a big part of the algorithm, at least the button should work correctly, right?
Agree.
That's all I'm saying.
It's about as bizarre as the story you just told.
Also, we also have a true crime podcast, or One Crime at a Time, which we're about to record an episode for after this. So you can
Yay!
check us out over there for that as well. So
We could just transfer this story over to that one.
it was pretty much, it was a crime
Yeah, I would think
what
so.
those people did to his
Yeah.
body,
Yes.
especially that first, the Joseph Johnson guy,
Yeah.
the first guy. He should have just buried the man and been done with it, but
Mhm.
he's like, "I can make some money on this." You know, he'd been waiting for that for a long time too,
Mhm.
to have an unclaimed body. You know, he had that idea for years and was
Yeah.
just waiting for that one chance to put his idea into fruition.
I wonder if he survived to know how long that went on.
I don't think he would have survived to the end of it, of course,
Mhm.
but he had to have.
He was like a proud dad somewhere. Sitting
Hey,
back,
I
arms
made that.
crossed. Mhm. That's my boy.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if, I mean, I don't know. I didn't look at the background of the
Yeah.
funeral director, so I don't know how long he lived. And I don't know if he knew where Elmer went, or if he just thought for the rest of his days that Elmer's brother came and picked him up and buried him.
He might have.
I don't know. That would
Anyways.
be a good question if he could answer it.
Mhm.
Were you aware of just exactly how well you
Yeah.
mummified that body? Because that was a jam up job,
Very good. Very good.
you know. But anyway, I don't know if he knew. It doesn't really matter because he started the whole shit to begin with, and,
Mhm.
you know, his family should have done the same thing to him when
Yeah.
he died. But
Maybe
yeah,
he told him not to. He actually had
specifically,
family.
do not put me on roller skates and drag me down the street.
And no coins.
Specifically, do not do that.
Yeah. No coins in my mouth.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Shannon,
I'm Julie.
and we will see you next time.
Bye.
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 Bye bye.
This has been a presentation of Way More Entertainment.